Nicky Castela was wondering what's going on with her husband to be and all this. I suppose it could be not goosebumps. What do you call it? Bit of anxiety as the big day draws near. I don't know. I thought we'd use these Power Animal Oracle cards here to just seek a bit of guidance more than anything, really. Not so much insight, but just guidance. And we just ask for guidance and insight on behalf of Nicky Castela concerning this relationship issue between her and her husband to be. What message has Spirit got here for this? Ask in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. And we just cut the deck there for you there, Nicky, and I'll just move things just to the side here, and I'll deal out 3 cards. In this particular case, it's not necessarily past, present and future. I suppose it could be, but it's just more this, that and the other, beginning, middle and end of statement. A bit like what we do when we use the mediumship cards, isn't it? Similar sort of thing to that. I'll just have to move just things along here, just so it's rather large cards, these, aren't they? And then we'll just neaten them up just so you can see them there. I'll pull out the first card and we'll just deal with the first thing that Spirit wants to say. I wonder what Power Animal energy has recently been there, I suppose in the recent past or around about the beginning of this situation. But notice there, butterfly. I'm sort of leaning toward the recent past here, and this is to do with transformation in the sense of getting ready for big changes. I suppose that's really all it's been about, isn't it? And no doubt, as we've just mentioned, the apprehension that comes with a big change. I mean, it's I suppose married life is not that I've ever experienced it, not that I'd want to, but I suppose insecure people do, like yourself, and it's a sort of thing, a leap you're prepared to take into the abyss, into the I shouldn't really be so cynical, really, but into the unknown darkness. I mean, I know this is trying to frighten you and putting you off, but laughing and joking apart, there, and I suppose it is uncertainty to some degree, isn't it? But nevertheless, it's a transformation. You're going from being a chrysalis or a caterpillar to a chrysalis, and the chrysalis time, I suppose, has taken place just recently, and you're about to emerge as a butterfly with your wings and something totally different. A bit like coming of age, I suppose. That's all it is, isn't it? And it's, can you cope with that? I'm getting sort of like, as I look at the photograph there, and I'm getting like the green of the heart chakra, as if naturally it is a relationship thing there, and I suppose butterflies have to feed just like caterpillars do, but they are the fed, they're well fed, aren't they, in a sense. And they can migrate as well, apparently, but they like the wind, and that do it for them, so they don't have to flap the wings very hard, as you would say. Some of them do, but I think they do it over a period of time, so they'll breed and migrate so far, and then breed and then move on to somewhere else and so on until they get to the final destination. They don't do it all in one flap of the wing, as you'd say, because they don't live long enough. But they do sort of move backwards and forwards that way. Well, I'm sort of thinking of the migration sort of thing there, I don't know. I mean, of course, the butterfly there is in focus, isn't it? Whereas the background, of course, is out of focus with it. I suppose it's with the camera taking the picture as it has done there. But but I'm sort of getting that sort of the background may be out of focus, where that in the foreground that you're paying attention to is in focus, and maybe it's the thing that's out of focus that's concerning you the most. The fact that you were a caterpillar, it doesn't mean that you are one anymore. And it's that getting used to change. I suppose change is something that people, everybody has trouble dealing with. We can. I'm sort of focusing on dust on there again. It's got my reading glasses on again. And I've just hoovered up as well, so that'll give me something else to go up the vacuum cleaner. But laughing and joking apart, let's just see what's happening now, I suppose. I didn't really say it was past, present, future, but I'm sort of seems as if it's leaning that sort of way, doesn't it? As if Spirit has had the advice that you should have been. I suppose you were having trouble with transformation, and the butterfly was there to help you, help that transition along. But did you listen or not? It would appear as though you were apprehensive, because it's I suppose something unfamiliar, isn't it? Notice here we got lizard. The lizard people, of course, as we recently will have known there, is the lizard people represent the element of fire, which is to do with wisdom. This is to do with dream time, paying attention to your dreams, as it says there, and just paying attention to your aspirations. What, and in the sense of what do you expect from the relationship, the marriage is to be. I get a sort of sense as though maybe that's the problem, in the sense that your dreams, in the sense your dream time that you experience may be a negative one based upon the apprehension of the inability to transform in some way, and it's as if you're looking on the dark side just in case. You're preparing yourself for the worst, which isn't, I suppose, I wouldn't say a bad thing, but isn't an unwise move, given, I suppose, how things go today. It isn't, but nevertheless, I suppose misjudging people and assuming everybody's bad unless proven otherwise can. Everybody's guilty until proven innocent, can sometimes be counterproductive, can't it? And I get a sort of sense as though what you're expecting and what you're imagining things to be is a bit counterproductive to what happens if it goes wrong? What happens if we end up divorced? Well, what happens if you end up divorced? You get divorced, don't you? But what's happening now? You can't, if you sort of I suppose if you focus on that enough, it will happen, because you're willing it to happen, aren't you, in some respects. And I suppose you could say, well, what happens if everything goes right? Have you ever asked yourself that question? What would it be like then? Imagine what it's like there. I've had a dream about what that's about. Pay attention to your dreams and your visions on that score, about what things would be like if things went right. That'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it? But we always focus, we focus on the bad because we can remember the bad news. Good news just goes over your head. It doesn't register because, well, yeah, so what, whatever. But bad news always sticks, and I suppose that the negative side to this so far is that you haven't been ready for transformation. Your dream times are negative, maybe nightmare time more than dream time, but nevertheless you should have got ready for a big change. You should have been ready for it. and you should be getting ready now anyway. And Butterfly can help you do that, and Lizard can give you the wisdom to focus on your aspirations, your dreams, your visions of what you want from this. And I want to now pull the next card to see what, I suppose, I didn't say immediate, past, present and future, but it looks as if it's doing that sort of this, that and the other sort of scenario anyway. Notice there you've got the energy of Fox. Fox is one of the four-legged spirits, the four-legged ones. They represent the element of earth, because they protect, they walk the earth. That's to do with adaptability, and of course adapt to the changes that that'll be happening. Maybe that's shape-shifting. The magic of shape-shifting is really an important part of this shamanic journey that you may be on, in the sense, while I can't control everything, I can't expect sort of sweetness and light and fluffy bunnies, but I can expect the darkness and the evil, just in case it happens. But nevertheless, why not, if Fox is saying here, why not adapt between now and this time next month, or the next stage, the next phase of this, as you dream, as you pay attention to your dreams and your visions there, why don't you just focus on adapting to the situation instead of having a situation that will adapt to you? Well, is he compatible? Will we get on? It's because he's not compatible with me. Has it ever maybe occurred to that you should try and make yourself compatible with him as well, and compatible with the situation that you want? Yes, I always say with compromise comes conflict, because in the chess club you either win or you lose. Stalemate is just a rematch, isn't it? And you have to play again. But in that sense, we're talking about life and what happens, and we have to adapt, and there has to be give and there has to be take. You give him a black eye and take all his money. But laughing and joking apart there, it's that sort of thing where it's more a case of adapting to change, shape-shifting, maybe changing your mannerisms, the way you dress, the way you behave or whatever, in order to fit in. If you feel your face doesn't fit, then make it fit. In the same way, he's got to change his ways to sort of satisfy you as well. He's got to adapt to this change as well, as much as you. He's got the same problem as you have, and both together you've got the same problem, so why not share that problem and adapt and just see what happens? It's a transformation. I mean, a caterpillar has never been a butterfly before, has it? Really, until it becomes a butterfly. It realises he's been a caterpillar, but it's time to stop being a caterpillar. Caterpillaring is not what it does anymore. It's butterflying, and this is the thing. So one has to, well, what my aspirations are of being a butterfly, of what I expect it to be, maybe aren't right, but nevertheless pay attention to what I want from it. And maybe as a butterfly I can go where I want, but nevertheless adapting to the situation, I can probably get what I want as well, and lock onto what it is I want, and what I don't want I can put aside or whatever, and just make that decision and just stick to it. But the fox, of course, is magic, and the fox will help you. It will help you adapt, because he walks through the darkness in the shadows, and can help you shapeshift. And that's the shamanic journey, I suppose, that you are on here with this this big day that's coming up. So all the best for the big day, but for now we shall cast a shadow over it, as these cards have now spoken.